Okay guys, thank you very much for tuning into my channel. This is Boardwalk Billy's DIY Hacks. And I know a lot of you guys have been on to me and you've been kind of wondering when I'm going to do the 10T rolling shoe rack. So today has finally come. I've got the 10T rolling shoe rack. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to unbox it. Right, so first off, just with the 10T rolling shoe rack I got from Argos, it does have handy opening instructions. So that's kind of like not a good thing or not a bad thing either. So it's kind of like leaves it open to you to decide, the owner to decide. So what I did here, I got a fingernail, just a normal fingernail scissors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pointy side, and just be careful, kids, don't be messing around with shoe racks, okay? You don't know what could happen. So I'm just going to get it here. I'm going to run it around. Run it through. Boom, boom, boom. Look it, and you can hear it here. I don't know if you can pick up on the hearing it open. That's what we want to hear. Rip, rip, rip. Now, I'm fairly sure when I open this baby, there's going to be bubble wrap. Now, we all know what to do with bubble wrap, don't we? So, here we go. Ah, shit. I think we got some foam here. Got some of this stuff here, rub it off the walls. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, as I was saying, the 10T rolling shoe rack from Argos, it's quite a thing. It's got wheels, so it means it's mobile. It's nothing better than a mobile shoe rack. Okay, so, gonna open up this bag here. That's probably one of the other things. Okay, so, that's gonna be one of the sides. First off, we're gonna try and find the instructions. Now, I immediately see that the screws and whatnot. So we're gonna need probably some kind of tools. I don't know if this comes supplied with tools. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. I've never set up one of these babies before, so it's kind of a new thing. But a new thing for me. Yeah, a lot of people have been tweeting in, emailing me and whatnot, asking me when I'm going to start doing the rolling shoe rack. They've had problems with it. So I finally got around to it. I apologize that it took me so long. But I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do. So here, right at the bottom of the box, is the 10T rolling shoe rack instructions. So what do we got here? 10T rolling shoe rack assembly instructions. Please keep for future reference. Okay, so we got the dimensions. We got the width is like 73 centimeters. Depth 22.5. Height 163.5. Important, please find these instructions fully before starting assembly. Please read these. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video now. I'm going to read them. Or maybe I won't. Maybe actually that's probably not a good idea. I'll just keep rolling the video here and keep going. So 10T rolling shoe rack. That some little wise kid bent the pages. Okay, some little wise safety and care advice. We don't need to know that. Components, parts. So we got one lower side frame by 2. I don't know about that. I presume that's the lower side part by 2. Yeah, okay, that's 2 of them. We're gonna work off them. Yeah, okay. So, upper side frame by 2. I think maybe that's one of them. That's 2 of them. Jeez, I think this is gonna be a bigger job than I kind of first thought about. Okay. Please check you have all the fittings. 18mm screw. Tools required. You need a goddamn screwdriver, kids. Okay, we're gonna have to go and get that goddamn screwdriver. This is. I didn't really expect this. So what kind of screwdriver I'm gonna need? I don't know. It does not tell me. People often ask me, Billy, where do you get the time to read manuals and figure shit out? Well, what I say to them is, we're living in such a high-paced environment nowadays that you gotta kind of do 3 jobs in the one time. What did I do? I went off with the manual, I made some coffee, and brought it in brought my manual into the bathroom and sat on the crapper and did my jobs. I often find that starting a DIY job, try and get it to coincide when you're gonna need to use the crapper. So, anyway, I figured things out, and I seen that Argo have made a little bit of a boo-boo, okay? So, what's the goof, I hear you asking? Right, you see this bar here? This little support bar, as it was, why don't they just call it a support bar? It would make things so much easier. So this support bar, they've called it a black chrome covered bar, which it certainly is not. It's a silver covered bar. It's silver coated. It's not bloody. It's not black chrome. So, okay. What I did was I had to be a bit crafty. I had to think outside the box because I knew it wasn't gonna be working properly. So what I did was I went onto the Argo website and I checked out the picture and seen that it was completely false. Now, I got a lot of friends in the Taiwanese community. I would not blame the Taiwanese factory one little bit. I blame the guy in Brussels or Belgium or Stockholm or wherever the hell he is who designed this and was translating the stuff, the instructions over the phone to the Taiwanese girl to type it up in the factory. So what's happened here is he's gone, boom, 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 boom. He said what he said, and then he hasn't never bothered to proofread the instructions, which happens quite a lot. And I can tell you, it can cause chaos in the world of DIY. But I was crafty enough, you know. I grew up in the 80s as a kid. I grew up watching Angus MacGyver. What would Angus MacGyver do? That's what you have to ask yourself. You gotta think outside the box. You gotta check things out and make sure things are done proper. So I knew that this was a boo-boo, a goof on the part of Argo. Now, I'm not angry. I figured it out. I move on. So, as you can see, I have put the silver support bar in between these two arches. So we're nearly ready to go now. What we're gonna have to do now is get the rest of the black ones, which eventually our shoes are gonna go into. So they'll go in like this. I found myself a screwdriver. I'm good to go. So here's a screwdriver, just a normal run-of-the-mill screwdriver I bought in a local German convenience store some months ago. So you got like a magnetic thing. Now remember, I've got one hand here. I'm only doing things on one hand. I've got my camera, my cell phone, and I'm kind of figuring things out. So you gotta be patient, okay? I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be. I'm just a very, very good DIY guy. Okay, so here goes. We're gonna get the black chrome support bars. Well, it's not a support bar. It's support the shoes. So we're gonna have to start fitting them in like this, one at a time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this one on, and then I'm gonna cut back. We're gonna put everything together, and we will reconvene and see how we're getting on. Okay. So instead of me going one by one and putting 20 of these bad boys on, which is gonna just like bore the pants off you, I'm gonna stop and get them erected. Okay. Much love. Talk to you later. So as you can now see, I've got all the bars in place, all the black covered chrome bars in place, which is where we're gonna put our shoes, our sneakers, or whatever your boots, or whatever the heck you might call them. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna show you what I've done here, outlined it. These are where you put your shoe bars. So here we go. You just get your little screw, and then because I'm one-handed, I've only got one hand because I'm using my left hand to carry my cell phone. Okay, here we go, and that's probably gonna be the last one, I hope. Just gonna tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten it up. We're gonna flip her over. We might need to flip her over and tighten up the last bit here. Okay, let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm quite impressed by this model of shoe rack. I gotta tell you, when I was building it, I kind of felt that it's rock solid sturdy. It's a good one. I have bought inferior product in the past that hasn't lived up to my expectations, and I have been left disappointed. At the moment, I've got inferior shoe racks, which possibly under the weight of my shoes and my trainers, over time have collapsed. So they bent backwards. This one here, as you can see, I'm living in an earthquake prone area. So that means basically that I have been living in an area that is prone to small tremors and whatnot. I'm going to try and find you the bar that's the last tremor. All my shoes came crashing down. Anyways, left looking like a bloody, I don't know. Anyway, here we go. All remains now is to fit the wheels on to make this baby mobile and join her up. So I'm just going to join her up. So these ends here get stuck into here. It's quite self-explanatory, really. Okay, so I'm going to leave you for the moment. We get back to you in a second. So all that remains is you just stick the wheel on here, and that's it. Okay, you just ram it in. A little bit of, you might need to apply some pressure, but it kind of just squeezes in nicely. Okay, now I'm going to fit it up, and I'll show you the results. Okay, so we kind of finally got it done. We got it done here. It's the 10-shelf rolling shoe rack from Argos. Okay, I got approximately 30 of my sneakers on it, and we got the wheels fitted on, and I've deactivated the braking system on the wheels. We're on a little bit of carpet. We're going to give it a quick little demonstration. We're going to bring it over here into the corner and see how we get on. Now remember, folks, and I do apologize, I'm only one-handed here because I'm carrying my cell phone. Yes, that's right, I'm doing it all myself, carrying my cell phone. Okay, here we go, rolly. I gotta say, it's moving quite smoothly. I like it. Now, we're gonna bring it over here, push it over here into more, where I have my other inferior, much more inferior shoe rack, which is kind of letting me down. You can see it bending there under the weight of the sneakers, no good. And here's another one. I had a tremor here about a month ago. The whole thing goddamn collapsed on me. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? I says to myself, I go and I look up Argo, and I can see what I can find. I found this bad boy, which can take approximately 30 of my trainers, nice and neatly. You can see there's still spaces here. You know, you could nearly fit on more if you wanted to. Let's say you could put one. You could bring it up to maybe 40 pairs if you so desired. Okay, so what we got here now is, look at this. Look at the movement on it. It's lovely. It's left to right, shuffle. It's swinging. It's got the power. It's sturdy. I like it. I like it very much. Thank you very much, Argo. I've been Boardwalk Billy. Thank you for tuning in to my DIY hacks. I am available for hire if you have any DIY problems. Drop me a line. Much love. And remember, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Much love, Boardwalk Billy. Stay tuned, folks.